My name's Sarah Bailey. I've got a debut novel through Allen and Unwin out at the moment. It's called The Dark Lake. It's a crime thriller. And I'm currently also working on a sequel to The Dark Lake, which will be out sometime next year. I was working in advertising at the time, and I was working at a great company and had a really sort of good career, but I just had this burning desire to write all the time. I think writing felt like a bit of a fantasy and something that was a bit almost self-indulgent, and because I had a job and I had a family, it sort of was also something that I grappled with a little bit from a selfish perspective. So I felt that maybe doing a course would help me get a little bit more rigour to it. I kept seeing things on the internet, and then the course came up. I'd heard really good things about the Australian Writer Centre's course. The reviews were always really positive and people always sort of providing really good feedback on social media. So I just thought that was a really good place for me to start. The course that I did at the Australian Writers Centre did touch on publication. I know that they had other courses that I sort of have looked into in terms of that sort of skill set as well. I found Nicole Hayes, the tutor that I had in the course that I did through the Australian Writers Centre, really inspiring. Really down to earth teaching style, but just a really great way of pulling together some of the writing skills that she's picked up over the years. She had such a passion for narrative and structure. And she sparked really great discussion within the class. So I really enjoyed the sessions that I spent with her. And being a published author at the time, she had some really practical advice and knowledge to share as well. I come from a really corporate world, so I'm normally surrounded by people and it's busy and there's lots of team projects that you work on. And then you switch to a writing mode and it's incredibly quiet and it's incredibly solitary. The process for me was just setting my own deadlines, which was something that was covered off in the Australian Writer Centre's course as well. This is how many words I'd like to have by these different points along the year. And then I just worked towards getting the words down. And then I sort of approached agents, and then the agents helped me approach publishers. And then when finally, it felt like a long time, but it wasn't actually that long. But in the end, when Allen and Unwin decided to publish the novel, and that was all confirmed, it was amazing. It was just such an amazing experience to go through, and I felt really fortunate, but also really proud because it had obviously been, a really hard sort of journey to get there. Through the course at the Australian Writers Centre, I discovered that writing was something that was really, really important to me. And then of course, through meeting the people and the tutor that I had, I also picked up a lot of really invaluable skills as well. I think it really just set me off on the right path. And then since then, obviously, so much has happened in my world in terms of writing that I really do see it as the first step that I took along that path. It's amazing. I feel very, very fortunate to be in the position where that's my current life. So I think that was hugely important in terms of getting started. Definitely anyone who's interested in writing and sort of taking a more serious step toward that as a career or even just a more specific hobby, I think the Australian Writer Centre's courses are really worthwhile. I think it's always nice to be in an environment where people are passionate about what you're passionate about. And I think that the skills and the information that you get from courses like that just help you sort of really focus. For me, the creative writing course was a great starting point. I think it just made me rediscover my love for writing at a basic level all over again. So I think that I've definitely spoken to other friends and have suggested that they give it a shot.